You're back with the crossover with Marlon Jones and Armand Williams.
All right, welcome back to the crossover with Marlon and Armand, KDUS 1060. Guys, call into our listener line, 602-260-1060. And be sure to follow and subscribe to our social media accounts on both YouTube and Facebook at the crossover 1060. All right, this segment is brought to you by AZ Turf & More, a family-owned and operated landscape design and installation company. Check out their more than 12,000-plus installs through Instagram, Facebook, or their website, azturfandmore.com. And today we are live on location at the Yucca Tap Room at 29 West Southern Avenue in Tempe, just off the southwest corner of Southern and Mill. Just check us out. They got 29 beer on tap. 29 beers on tap. They got great fun atmosphere. They got
you can hear
pinball machines. You can hear the noise behind us.
Popping.
Yeah, it is absolutely popping. And that voice that you heard is our next guest. He's the owner of AZ Turf & More. We welcome back to the show the one and only Crazy Tracy. Crazy Tracy, what's going on? It's college football week. It's officially here, and we're ready to go ahead and this thing set. I hear you have some predictions, or you got some gambling odds that you wanted to go ahead and throw out.
Absolutely, firing on all cylinders. We're gambling on anything that will move. But today we got this game that's brewing right now. Colorado, all the hype they're living up to maybe a little bit. Got a 24-20 lead over TCU with TCU driving right now. But we had them early. They were getting 21 points, so we love the Buffaloes. Jace Feely, son of former NFL kicker Jay Feely, got the starting job, just nailed a 49-yarder going into halftime. So it's kind of exciting to watch that.
So you were all over Colorado, weren't you?
Oh, absolutely. You know, here's the thing I just found out from a buddy of mine from Caesar Sportsbook. He said the number one bet for sharps this year was actually taking the under in Colorado's win total, which was 2.5, which is surprising with all the hype around the program. But the Buffaloes win total over 2.5. We were all over that. We were all over taking the 21 points and getting the Buffaloes. But again, TCU driving and looks like they might tie this game up here late in the third quarter.
Second and 10. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, let's jump right into it today, guys. We've been looking around. Everything's been running pretty true to form. So with the favorites and a lot of the ranked teams taking Patsy games. The game of the day, obviously coming out of the SEC, we got a 5-8 with Florida State and LSU. I'm looking for a close game there, but you've got a lot of talent on both sides of the football, including two Heisman candidates and Daniels. I'm looking for LSU to win a close one there today. Not really releasing it, but from here on out in our segment, we're going to release our picks as 1 star through 5 stars, and so we'll just get right to them. Today, our 1-star pick of the day, only because I'm the artificial turf company of the University of Arizona. We're taking the Wildcats minus the 24.5.
So you're taking the points?
Yeah, no, they're going to cover.
They're covering, okay.
They're covering. The Lumberjacks got nothing to offer, so we're taking them. The only thing that kind of concerns me there is a little bit of weather late. That you saw what happened in the ASU game.
Right.
Got a little bit of weather coming in, but I got Tristan Zapata down on the field there at Arizona Stadium to keep an eye on the game. Oh, folks, we got a pick off in the Colorado game.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Stephen Hunter.
Wow, this is
transfer
unbelievable.
from Jackson State.
I think he's going to shoot up in the Heisman votes here pretty soon.
You think Hunter is going to shoot up?
Because he's playing both ways.
Yeah, he is playing both. You have to play both ways.
He's
like Charles Woodson.
He dropped the touchdown pass, but he's got a lot of receptions, and and this is his second interception today?
Second one today?
Yeah, 2.
Wow, this is something, folks. Turn that on if you don't.
That will be one hell of an upset if they can go ahead and pull up this upset.
21-point dogs. I think even staying in this game is going to get people even more hyped to the Deion noise, which I love. Going back to the picks, my 2-star pick of the day is actually in the UFC. Rosa Namajunas. Dylan Smith's up in Vegas today. He's giving me Rosa plus 160 as an underdog. She's got the kind of face that looks like she likes to get punched in the mouth every now and then. So I look for her to go ahead and win today as a plus 60 underdog. 3-star pick of the day, folks, is going to be the Golden Eagles of Southern Miss and what I like to call a tribute play. May or may not know, Jimmy Buffett went to school there, so I'm looking for Southern Miss to go ahead and take down their game. Moving right along, we're going to go ahead and go to our 4-star pick of the day. which is going to be the Washington State Cougars -10, going in and playing Colorado State Rams. I'm not sure what they have to offer. Their team was awful last year. The Cougars are one of the teams that look like they're going to be sticking around in what may be the Pac-12 from years to come. But I like that, -10. Go ahead and give them that to me. However, I just found out that 95% of the betting public is on Colorado State, which the betting public is stupid, so they tend to lose. That's how we build casinos in Vegas. So we're going to go ahead.
They say the masses are idiots.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I'm taking Washington State as my 4-star play of the day. My 5-star play of the day should be the most exciting game today. Obviously, we talked about that 5-8 matchup, but I'm looking for this exciting matchup against South Carolina. The Gamecocks going against Tar Heels. Drake May, Heisman candidate. The game's a 2.5-point spread, but I'm taking the over 62.5. Spencer Rattler can sling that football. North Carolina's defense looked like Swiss cheese for most of last year. So I'm looking for that team to be just light up. I would not be surprised if that was an overtime game. So you're going to want to kind of watch that one. I think it's going to be the most exciting game in the afternoon. Again, you're looking at two quarterbacks that can just sling the rock.
I think Rattler, probably the best decision for him was to go ahead and to transfer, to leave Oklahoma to go to South Carolina. He seems like a different quarterback.
Absolutely. I think when you get under another set of eyes, you see where a quarterback actually is fitting a system. I mean, you got a lot of players that have transferred, portaled, and Jalen Daniels at LSU is a perfect example. Kid looked like a bum here in ASU. Sorry about that, Marlon, but he looked average at best, and then he goes down there and gets that team to be a national contender, and now he's a Heisman candidate, as we said last week.
Now, here's a question for you. We talked about a little bit earlier in the show about Arizona State and their self-imposed bowl fraction that they went ahead and put on themselves, and possible ramifications, the repercussions that they're going to possibly face from the NCAA, figuring that they're going to lose a boatload of scholarships at the very least, probably for seasons to come. Jaden Rashada, he started a couple nights ago. They played in that Haboob, and he did pretty well. But my question is, how long do you think that he's going to be at Arizona State before he decides to go ahead and bolt and does what Jaden Daniels did?
Absolutely. Any of these 3-star, 4-star, and obviously 5-star type players that are ranked, they're going to skip town. Let's be honest. Football is about getting eyes on you. We've talked about it, over the time about the East Coast versus West Coast teams that get visibility. You want to see that. I'm looking at film right now from Dion. They got cameras all over this guy. Those players that are playing at Colorado are going to get eyes on him. ASU's quarterback going to get eyes on him, and if they're losing scholarship, losing viewers, don't know what conference they're going to be in, who they're going to be playing in years to come.
Right.
I can't imagine kids sticking around for stuff like that. I talked to Jay Feely the other night about his son, and why are you going to a team that's going to win 3 games? And he told me every eye on is going to be on him in the country. I mean, let's be honest. Colorado's picking up prime time opportunities, going to be on TV most of the season. Hell, go there, play, get some eyes on you, and obviously exposure is what these kids want to do. They want to play in the league. If you want to play in the league, you got to have exposure.
And I think Deion Sanders. Go ahead, Marlon.
No, go ahead.
No, I think Deion Sanders does that. He brings that to those young men that he's been there. I think one thing that he's able to do is to influence those guys and to hey, come with me. I'm going to show you how to make it in the NFL. Not just how to make it, but how to excel in the NFL. And he's got, look, this performance that we're seeing happen right now, if they're able to go ahead and continue to duplicate this and to progress throughout the course of this season, I can only imagine what his recruiting is going to look like years to come with 4-star, 5-star talent.
Plus,
just running to Colorado.
Plus, Deion has told his players, he's like, hey, I've always been this dude. I've always had a spotlight on me. This is nothing new to me. So I can get you prepared for this. This is nothing. All that matters is in this room right here with us, these players, and what it's about. Don't worry about everything else. Everything else I got it handled. He's the consummate players coach.
Kids are loving to play for him. I got film from practice the other day. It was raw footage, but it was awesome to watch these kids having a good time playing football. And let's be honest, if they're having a good time, it's going to show up on the field. And their schedule really allows them to maybe put a couple W's under the belt. They're going to Nebraska's coming to town. Colorado State, I already told you about the Rams, how awful they are. They run into a little bit of a buzzsaw in Oregon and USC. Come down here and play against ASU. I actually love this over 2.5 on the year. Go get Colorado. I'm not saying they're going to win this game today. They're up 3 late in the third quarter. But let's be honest. If this team looks like this, goes up against some of the competition that they have on their schedule. There is no reason that this team doesn't win 3 or 4 games, 5 games this year.
Right.
So it's an easy total. But
I was just about to ask if they go to a bowl game. Are they bowl?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Right now, their odds to go to a bowl are plus 18, or they're 18-1 to get to a bowl game. So obviously they're going to have to get 6 wins under it. But if you look through their schedule, there is no reason, barring a bunch of injuries and weird stuff, there's no reason this football team cannot win 6 games, maybe 7 as I look through the schedule, depending what happens with teams like Stanford and Oregon State.
I'm definitely taking the over on that. 2.5.
2.5 is the total. You can get it right now. Hell, you probably can get an easy win today, or not an easy win, but maybe a possible win right now.
Sure.
Here's a question I wanted to ask you, because we were going to talk about it. We went ahead and we went off on a tangent talking about Colorado Buffaloes, and for good reason. You're seeing it on the scoreboard right now. They're up 24-21 here. Just started the fourth quarter.
No, it's
still about 4. Yeah, okay, about 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. But my question, we were going to talk about the Cardinals and their situation with this burner phone controversy with Steve Keim and with the owner, with Mike Bidwell and with Steve Wilkes, former coach. My question is to you: is in about 20 seconds or so, do you think that the Arizona Cardinals lose draft picks because of this ultimately?
Ultimately, they have to. If we're going to have repercussions for all of our actions on the field, we talked about Reggie Bush losing the Heisman last week. We talked about different things that happen, sanctions that come down. These are the type of things that somebody has to pay the price. I loved you guys were talking about that early. Somebody has to pay the price. The people that shouldn't be pay the price are people that weren't involved with the organization at that time. Obviously, that hurts the Arizona Cardinals going into the future, but somebody has to pay the price. And quite frankly, I think the Arizona Cardinals long-term are going to be that team that has to pay that price.
All right, that was Crazy Tracy Tingue of AZ Turf and More. And coming up next, we got Beauty and the Beast. We go ahead and wrap this show up. Dr. Amanda Jones, exclusively on The Crossover, KDUS 1060. Don't go nowhere.
I'm not related to Marlon.